Shit, hold on.
Live from Kentucky and Louisiana. Two Marines, one
cuck
mission.
chair.
This is Sense and Senseless. From the hills to the bayou, stories collide. Brothers in arms, now we're side by side. Sense and Senseless, we cut through the noise. Two Southern Marines with that rebel voice. Grab a seat, pour a drink, let's make some sense. Or none at all, it just depends. Sense and Senseless.
All right, guys, welcome back to Sense and Senseless. I'm Brian.
And I'm Jason.
He is Jason. All right, so let's see. Give me 1 second, Jason. I'm going to have to take this out. I can't figure out how to get back to half screen. I couldn't turn the volume down on the fucking song from where I'm at. So I had to make it a big screen. Then I had to get it back to whatever. That's where I'm at.
All right, hey, so for all the listeners out there right now, Mr. Brian
This'll be
is
cut out.
traveling. He's traveling this weekend, so he's in a weird room and with a cuck chair in it, if that tells you anything. And but anyways, we're gonna do a GoFundMe and purchase Brian some traveling gear, like a big monitor and stuff that he can take with him.
I'm
And
good.
all
I mean, we're gonna.
I know what to get you for your Christmas this year. I'll hook you up.
A cuck chair.
Yeah. Yeah, it comes standard with a bull.
Oh shit! All right, guys. It's Saturday, April 18th. I think is the 18th. Yes, April 18th, 2026.
April 18th. Yeah,
that's right. For those joining us for the first time, welcome to the family. Check us out on all podcast platforms as well as YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook Reels, all under the Sense and Senseless podcast. And if you like to message us, you can reach us at the Sense and Senseless podcast at outlook.com. All right. So what we're going to discuss tonight. Tonight, we're going to look at, are we living in the Truman Show? They got JD Vance. He filled in for Erica Kirk in a TPUSA event this week. I don't know if you saw that. They had RFK Jr. He has bioweapon shit he was talking about earlier this week. And whatever else we come up with. But first, I want to start on how the U.S. will be ran by a dictator if we continue on our current trajectory. So I brought up last week that if we became North America, where you had said, U.S., Mexico, and Canada, we'd all be North America. If that happened, we would likely fall under authoritarian rule. Not that I believe that, we're that fucking free right now. Reason I want to explain that, I believe that the current trajectory of our political culture will lead to a dictator running the U.S. should we continue down the same back and forth shit we've been going through. We've been discussing politics rather heavily the last few weeks, right? And I want to discuss tonight some of the repercussions of the political culture in the United States. So let me do this. All right.
Yeah, you brought that hat with you, didn't you?
I damn brought that hat with me. All right. So I put my hat on because this is not a prediction. All right. I'm just saying this is how I see shit playing out. Okay. So I'm not trying to predict what's going to happen. So right now, the temperature of politics is higher than I've ever seen in my lifetime. I didn't live through the 60s, since I was born in 74. So in my lifetime, this is the height of the political rhetoric against each other. And if we keep on this steady trajectory up, I don't see how we ever come back together. Okay. the first time I started seeing any of this shit was under President Obama. I didn't follow politics back then. I heard he said change and hope. I thought that was okay, you know. He did what he did, but you heard a lot about politics, even though if you didn't follow politics with Barack Obama. He just did. And I'm not saying that we heard shit for Clinton too, you know what I mean? But that was, I'm not gonna say it wasn't the same thing. I'm not trying to give him a pass. It was just different. It was like a different vibe. People were laughing about him, you know, getting his dick sucked or whatnot in the White House, more so than they were laughing about stuff that Obama did or maybe didn't do, because I don't know why they hated him at first. Some of it could have been racism or whatnot, but you could see the rhetoric between the two parties coming up, right? And I didn't follow politics enough to really understand what all happened under Obama, but it was bad enough to where Trump was able to come in and win. I mean, think about that. This man had no chance in hell in winning, right? And the Obama presidency was bad enough to where the country said, you know what, we need to change this shit. So Obama, again, I didn't follow him, but just going off of what you seen happen in 2016, Obama presidency had to suck. That brought, well, suck, maybe not for him, but it sucked for the American people enough to where they came out to rally around somebody that nobody wanted, right? So neither party wanted Trump, but yet all these people will follow him. So now, why? Because they've actually rebelling against the government.
Right.
That's what Trump was doing. We were rebelling against the government, and that's why he was voted in 2016. He does pretty damn good. We all know that. COVID comes out. For whatever reason, however you want to look at it, COVID, election shit, whatever reason, he loses 2020. So now Biden comes in. Biden alienates half the country right off the rip. You know, they said Trump did the same thing, but in Trump's first term, I don't ever remember Trump actually calling out the Democratic voter the way Biden was calling out the MAGA voter, you know? So, I mean, he really just went after Trump supporters. He did. I mean, and he was just like always angry.
I think he told black people if they didn't vote for him, they weren't really black.
Yeah,
he made that
said,
comment. Yeah, he made that comment like
yeah. So then he says shit like, we had to get on board for the vaccines. His patience was, you know, remember, his patience was wearing out.
Yeah.
And then he had that dystopian ass address to the nation where it was backdropped by the Marines in the red glow. Remember that one?
Yeah.
And they sit there and he talk shit about MAGA voters so much that you start dehumanizing us. You know, people start looking at you and they don't, I mean, they're calling you an extremist. And if you say that enough to someone and they start to believe that you're an extremist and that you hate your country, to them, I mean, you're going to be inhuman. I mean, they're not going to see you in the same facet as they see the person on side of them, because you're an extremist. And when we think of extremists, we think of like terrorists, you know?
Yep.
All right. So you're going through all this shit, all this back and forth. You can see the heat building up on the streets. Okay. MAGA comes back out. They win. So now Trump's back in office. Now Trump starts writing all these damn executive orders, right? Because he's got to bring everything back to where it was. So we volleying this shit back and forth, back and forth. These presidents having to do more extreme shit because of the one before him, right? So Biden, I mean, was, you know, breaking all these laws or whatnot. You know, he was doing, there was all kind of shit going on under Biden that he was using the Department of Justice to attack Trump. Okay. So now the man that you've been attacking gets in the office.
Right.
So I don't know what what they're saying in public, but behind the scenes, there's some. If they attacked you when you got into power, you're gonna, get yours.
Oh
So
yeah.
there's a lot of internal fighting there. So that makes everyone. You start hearing more shit about this and more rhetoric about this, which divides the nation even more. Right.
Right.
So let's say a Democrat comes in next. They're gonna fucking, they got to be more extreme until you finally get to a point to where a fucking president's sitting there writing executive orders, you know, so that he is free and clear of everything. He can sign shit in the law.
Mm.
He can, right now he can pardon anyone, before he gets out. Joe Biden proved that you can preemptive pardon fucking people, right?
Right.
So what happens when you tell somebody that they won't be held responsible for anything they fucking do because they got
Right.
to get out of jail free card? What happens at that point? You end up with a fucking dictator, and that's where we're going.
Right.
And the problem is how do you stop that? And does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm just saying if we keep getting further and further, so now if we have to match the rhetoric of the Democrats, and the Democrats are going to go extra on us, and we got to keep matching that, there's going to become a point to where me and you, I'm just fucking doing something to piss you off, doing something to piss you off, doing something to piss you off until we fight. That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't. You want to think that between Congress and Senate or whatever that this will be checked up, but
Okay.
then we don't understand how they really operate too, right? We think we're voting people in to get something handled up there or whatever, and then they get up there, and we already know they get bought. If they're funded enough to run for office and stuff like that, they're getting bought. They're getting paid off up there. So, I mean, it's a system. I don't trust any of it. I just
You
don't
can't.
trust any of it anymore.
You can't. I don't see any of them relinquishing their power.
Right.
I don't remember who said it. They said that whenever you hear on television that we're losing our democracy, and they said, no, they're not meaning that they're losing democracy. What they're telling you is they're losing their power, and that's what's pissing them off.
Uh-huh.
And they're not going to give up their power.
No, I mean, if we revolted against this, how would that even look?
If what? If we revolted?
If we stood up and revolted and try to overtake our government, how does that look?
I don't know. And that was a thing that I wanted to discuss because I don't think it'll happen. And this
I
is
don't
why.
either.
This weekend, so I'm in Houston at the NRA convention, right? And this morning we walked in, and I'm just looking, and I told Jennifer, I said, this is our army. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, majority of these people here have the same thing in common. They want the same thing out of life. They have the same moral, this is basically our army. I said, and majority of the people here know that there's shit wrong with our country that needs to change. And the only way it can change is if we all came together. But the majority of us there, none of you are going to be the first one because we've already seen what they do if you start to rebel against them when you look at January 6ers.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there wasn't armed. They,
No.
they should they have busted in, to the Capitol? No. But the way they made them out to be and the way they treated them, that was a fucking dog whistle to everybody else. Hey, look, if you're going to come against the government's pretty goddamn powerful. We'll put you in jail for whatever we want. We know that you did wasn't insurrection because we didn't charge you for insurrection, but you're going to fucking sit in that jail until we decide we're going to let you out. So who wants to go up against that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I don't. It's demoralizing to even think of because all of this creates friction. Okay. And
Mhm.
when there's friction, there's going to be fire, right? And right now, we're probably the strongest that we're going to be as a society because, and this is not a gig on people, it's just this is a fact that the men coming up behind us aren't as tough as what we were.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's not an attack, it's just the way society has changed in this country. We
Mhm.
wasn't as tough as our dads.
Right.
Our dads wasn't as tough. It's just the
Every
way
generation
things
keeps getting softer and softer.
we get softer and softer.
Mhm.
So that's the scary portion of it
Mhm.
is no one's going to step up to stop any of this shit. Right now, they complain that Trump started a war without going to Congress and all, right? And you had to do this. And what they say, well, Obama did it. Well, this one did it. Every president did it. But then they're also saying that's a law. So what does that mean? That means right now they can't even, they won't even stop them from doing that.
Right.
Right. And we're not going to stop them from doing anything. If we
Right.
would have, we would have stopped them by now.
Right.
We just got too comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know. I'm a lost. I usually can talk about anything, but this one just kind of, sometimes you pick some topics that just, my brain just stops. Sometimes I don't, because I have to visualize how it would work out, how that looks. And I don't know how that looks. I don't know how you go in there and make this stuff right and take it back over and clean it back up. I mean, that's why a lot of us voted for Trump, thinking he was going to go in there and pull that plug and drain that swamp and get all the corruption out of the government. You know what that's what he ran on both times, clean the swamp
I agree with you.
and clean all that mess up. And then he's in there and he's doing some shady stuff here and there too, that we're like, we were questioning the Iran and all that stuff. Well, now everybody's trying to say, see, he was playing 5D chess because he's got that straight block, and basically he's blocking Russia and China from getting oil, right? Putting them in a bind. And then he's telling everybody to come to the United States and come get your oil. You can buy it from us. So he's about to boost our economy, making all these countries come to us and get our oil. You know what I'm saying? Where we're like, he's trying to destroy that petrodollar. And it's gonna blow the economy up at first, but then he's gonna make America powerful and self sufficient. That's
Yeah,
what
that's what they
he's
hope. That's what they
that's what they
hoping for.
think that's what they think he's doing.
But
But what we're thinking he's doing is that he's getting his chains pulled by Israel. It's like I don't even know what to think anymore, man. I don't know, because I know you can't show your cards all the time when you're playing poker. You can't. You can't show your hand. You can't show your bluff if you're trying to win that pot. But damn, you're talking about people's lives, and
it's
I mean,
just the
dude,
way everything gets contradicted too
it
between the two
does.
countries. You know,
It,
every other
it
day this shit's about the end. Well,
yeah.
every day. Oh, it's ending soon. It's ending soon.
Yeah, it's
It's ending
ending
soon.
soon, or they agreed to this, and then they come out and say we didn't agree to crap. Like, is he lying? Is he that damn full of himself that he's lying? Who's he having a conversation with, saying, "Oh yeah, they're fixing to open it up and and stop their nuclear facility and boom, and oh, there was a ceasefire, but the same day the ceasefire, they were sending bombs over to Israel, fired at them. It was like, well, it was between Iran and U.S. Well, Iran wasn't shooting any missiles over here. They don't even have anything right now that can get over here. So that makes no sense. A ceasefire means it seizes, like a timeout. Like
Yeah, and
everybody
that whole
over
region.
there's in a timeout. And they didn't time out. They kept going.
Yeah, and that those type of things right there make our government look weak.
It
But
does.
but
Because
I
Trump
have
was putting this on his own Twitter.
Yeah.
That ain't the
Now,
media misconstruing it. He's putting his own stuff out on his True Social or whatever. And it ain't matching what is going on. That's what's confusing.
well, I think that's why he's starting to lose more and more credibility.
Yeah.
It's because he comes out and he says this, and then everybody sees everything else, and it's like, okay, something don't add up.
Right.
Something one of these things don't look like the other. They
Right.
just don't make logical sense,
Right.
and they want to fault you for noticing that it doesn't make sense.
Right.
Now you're the crazy one.
Mm-hmm.
No, you conspiracy theorist. Why? Why am I a conspiracy theorist for just questioning what the fuck's really going on?
Right.
I mean, no one really knows. That's all we can do is guess because they won't give us the right fucking information.
Well, dude, it's confusing as hell. It's scary. It's like being on a ride and you don't know where the hell we're going. You don't know the road. You don't know the path. And nobody's telling you nothing.
One thing I did like though was earlier this week I read that Trump had ordered a ceasefire for Israel and Lebanon, and Israel didn't know that Trump had ordered that. They were blindsided by Trump ordering that when I read in that article. So what that told me was Israel didn't want to stop bombing Lebanon. Israel had nothing to do with that ceasefire. Trump told Bibi Netanyahu, y'all not fucking shooting any more goddamn weapons over there. Then that same day, there was two support bills for spending more money in Israel. Those were voted down in the House or the Senate or whatever. So that was a big fuck you to Israel in my mind from
Right.
Trump. So
Right.
is finally saying, you know what, fuck this shit. Y'all making me look like an ass more than anything, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And then he made some comment too. I seen a clip of him saying that, he was up for taking some psychedelic medicine or pills or whatever because he feels like he's getting in a depression and he don't want to be depressed.
Trump said that?
Is that, yeah, he was sitting at the Oval Office desk and made that comment. But then is that AI? Is somebody AI in this stuff, or you
Well,
don't even
this
know now
morning,
when you catch something if it's being made up or if it's legit or whatever.
he signed an executive order to study psychedelics.
Right. Well, then
So
maybe he was when he was signing that. I think it was today that I seen that clip, and maybe he made that comment. He may have been joking, but I just think he's got a lot on him right now, and maybe he is reaching out that like he's stressed out. There goes them voices in my headset again.
really, better watch what you say. The voices in my head keep telling me I'm
Not my head, it's my headset. I'm telling you, I think somebody's watching. I think some kind of like agency is watching us. I mean, hey, welcome to the show. Like, comment, share. Well, even if you're spying on us because of what we're talking about, I mean, come on, man. We're two little measly veterans or whatever. I'm not trying to raise a coup or nothing. I'm just trying. Is it a sin? Is it against the law to expect your government to work for you? I mean, I thought was what America was about. We
you would
elected
think.
officials, right?
Well, and again, I'm telling you, this is how we end up with a dictator. I mean, you have power, that with no accountability. Think about it. And if you keep having that shit, that's just going to only escalate more and more and more. You're not putting that genie back in the fucking bottle, dude. The next president's not coming in and saying he's going to do less.
Right.
He's got to take it up a notch.
Well, everybody does. Anytime you got a new boss or something, that seen the old boss, they got to come in there and make their mark.
But what happens to that company eventually? They either fail, they get bought out.
Right. Yeah.
We can't fail. We can fail, but they just keep taking more and more of our money to say that, to succeed.
Right.
And they get
and I always say that they break the workers' backs by doing that, right? Because they're trying to outdo the other guy. Like, oh, you seen what he did? Yeah, well, you watch what I do. You're
Yeah.
gonna learn today. He had
Well,
you working 60 hours to get this shit. I'm gonna have you working 90. 90. My wife can't stand me anyways. I'd rather be at work, and you're gonna be at work too. I mean, and that's what I feel like, man. Like this government's just breaking our backs, man. They're just wearing us plumb out. It's sad.
well, what are you gonna do about it?
Nothing. We're just gonna
That's the
sit here
thing.
on a podcast and bitch about it. That's all we're
That's the
gonna do.
thing, man. That's my whole point. Is we sit here and we know what needs to happen. Um, we're not going to do it. And you want to talk about how we had the cuck chair earlier? Maybe we all cucked on this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah, we're sitting in the chair watching our
watching them fuck our country. They fucking
yeah.
us.
Yeah. And we're
Maybe we
paying
are
them to
the
do
cucks.
it too. Yeah,
And
like
that's the
you
worst
talk about
part.
that bartender and his
Yeah.
wife
Yep.
paying them boys. Like,
And getting
yeah,
paid
we're
to do
paying.
it.
Yeah, we're paying other countries to f our country. I love it. That's
We
a
need.
good. That'd be a
Go ahead.
good. That'd be a good show. The Cook, America, the Cook.
No shit. Well,
And maybe that's why them dudes allow their wives to get done like that because they don't know what to do. They don't know how to handle it. So just let it happen. I guess I don't know. Because I I don't know. All I've said is I'm going to protect mine. I'll protect me here, but I'm not grabbing my stuff and Kyle Rittenhousen down the road. You know what I'm saying, to DC and saying, "Hey, I'm here to take my ship back."
no, you can't start that way. And the only way to get it back is you have to get people talking again. And right
Right?
now, we have too much of emotion in politics. People don't want to think logically, they want to think with their heart. And yes, okay, Trump did a lot of good things for you. Okay, if he's not doing good things for you anymore, you need to step back and take an honest assessment of it. If that honest assessment is that you still love the man, then fine. I'm not all against him. There's just some things I don't like about him, but you got to take the fucking emotions out of politics. These guys, they hate you. All right, just use them for what you need to use them for. You
Yeah.
know, they're a tool. They're a means to an end. That's all they are. You can't sit here and put your fucking heart and soul behind these people. You know, I mean, you all you're doing is loving the abusive person in your relationship. That's all you're
You know,
doing.
here's what would be cool. Say you got Mr. A running against Mr. B, and you could put Mrs. in there too. I don't care. I don't give a shit about gender in this. And you got two people running for Congress, Senate, president, whatever. Let one of them start. Okay, whoever wins the majority of the vote gets to start. If that fool starts acting up and not doing what he's supposed to be doing, or her, guess what? They get a timeout. We put the other person in and we let them start doing it. And I guarantee this flip flopping back and forth, they'll keep on the straight and narrow because if you start messing up, you get pulled out. I'm just saying, it's kind of like if you get voted in, I at least got 4 years. I'll do what I want.
Yeah, we should.
And
Yeah,
that's what I made the comment. He's on his last term. I know you keep talking about, but if he's got his mind up in La La Land, Brian, that he doesn't care. I mean, his reality of legacy is way off than mine because he's there. You can't tell me he's worried about his legacy, what he's doing right now.
no, it don't make any sense. But I still think his legacy is his
Yeah,
thing.
but he's got a construed mentality of what legacy he wants.
Oh yeah, I agree with you there.
Okay,
Also,
so yeah, if his legacy morals isn't based with my morals of legacy, then I don't care what he thinks. He's not doing what he said he was going to do. That's what it boils down to.
yes, and what the problem I think, just like we was talking last week, is who's in his ear. You
Yes.
know, who's like the one I was talking about, hollering and Denzel, who's in his ear saying, you're the greatest thing, there's nothing better than you, you ought to go out and you're fucking God, which we're going to talk about later on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you have that in the segment? The picture that
Yeah.
he had making
Yeah,
him look like he's Jesus?
we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about that in the next segment, the next hour, next episode, should I say? Yeah, we're gonna go over all that.
Oh,
So
bless
we
him,
got
Lord. Forgive him for that, because I'm telling you, man, that's blasphemy. It is to a Christian. I mean, you don't know. JC the only one to get to be in that picture, not you.
that that one
That's
was just fucked up. But come on, we're gonna talk about that on the next one. Let's keep
I
moving
know, I
on.
know. I'm
All
sorry.
right,
Oh, we'll keep. Go ahead.
all right.
Keep
So
running.
if we got to pull the emotion out of voting, right?
Uh-huh.
We have to change the voting, the party line. You know, our senators, our congressmen, our representatives, even you. And I hate to say it. I mean, I know people don't want to vote Democrat. I know people don't want to vote Republican. But the only way you're going to start changing this shit is you got to find somebody that can meet in the fucking middle. You know, voting the party line is that you can't make me believe that you agree with everything that those people say. The laws of averages just does not work out
Right.
when you look at it that way. And it's the same way whenever you look at it with House, Senate, and Congress, and however how they fucking vote.
Uh-huh.
Well, the Democrats. We got to get out of that mindset. We have to get out of the Democrat and Republican mindset. We just have to. None of them
Uh-huh.
give a fuck about you. None of them.
Uh-huh.
So quit hating on the person next to you because they believe something that you don't believe. That you don't believe.
Uh-huh.
You, if we don't get out of that fucking mindset, that's the first thing. We'll never get out of this fucking bond because we can't do it alone. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to try to take the country back at a 50-50 state.
Oh.
You want to take a unified front against this so the people that are at the top understand, look, we the motherfucking people, the actual people of this fucking country, the 75% of people in this country, they probably still love it. The other 25% go get fucked. I think we still have that here. And until we get that, I think we're just going to be volleying these motherfuckers back and forth until one day we end up with a damn dictator in office. So that makes sense.
No, it does.
They actually didn't always vote party lines. In the 70s, from the 50s to the 70s, it hovered around 60 to 75% that they vote in party lines. But now they're at 95% plus. All right. The law of averages just, I'm not a smart person. No, I'm not. But the law of averages don't work out. And it would be okay, I guess, if each one of these bills went out and you knew exactly what each one of them was.
Huh.
But when you drop in, 5,000 page omnibus bill and you all have to vote on it and you
Right.
vote in the unanimous across your party line,
Uh-huh.
you can't make me believe that many people believe all the same shit that's in a 5,000 page document.
Uh-huh.
You want to talk about laws of averages on either side. I mean, think about it. All that means is there's enough shit in that bill for everybody that's voting on that motherfucker to say yes. That's all that means. There's so much pork in that son of a bitch. Just about everybody voting for it is going to get something out of it,
Yeah.
or the people that's propping them up is going to get something out of it.
Yeah.
We stand behind this shit. It don't make no motherfucking sense to me. And I'll still get people in the comments, complaining about, liberal or what was the other one? Woke,
Yeah.
or, what are you, conservative? I'm none of that shit. I'm not. I am me. I don't need any of that shit to put me in a fucking box. I believe what the
Each
fuck I believe.
each bill should state exactly what it is, and that's it. Nothing else added to it.
Exactly.
If something's getting added to it, then that's a separate bill.
Then the worst part is they'll sit there. So they got this fucking 5,000 page omnibus bill. And inside that bill, they have our essentials, whatever the fuck they call them, and so now you got Social Security money. All right. So they holding on to this bill and hey, look, so and so won't pass it. They want to hold your Social Security money. They want no motherfucker. We don't want to
Bullshit.
have to spend $25 billion to build a fucking library in this dick's neighborhood so his brother-in-law can get, the construction money.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's what we don't want.
Yep.
You're the one that wants to put all this shit when we should just be voting on the necessities, and then all this other shit should be broken out individually.
Yep.
But they want to make you feel like an asshole. You the asshole for asking about that. Woosah. I'm not trying to get mad. But goddamn, that pisses me the fuck off. It just does. If it was legit and if it was on the up and up, you wouldn't hide it in a 5,000 fucking page bill. You just wouldn't. So, and that's the people that you're fighting over. That is the fucking people that you're fighting over. Think about that. Those people fucking hate you.
Sounds like something your wife would do to you when she spent all your damn money. She hides that shit.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, so we're gonna move into a little bit something else. I didn't mean to make it that dark, but I wanted to explain how I think that we're gonna end up. It might not be in our lifetime, but I think that's the direction we're going if we don't stop this shit.
Well,
that somebody's gonna run this motherfucker.
The more our kids are getting indoctrinated and more their kids get indoctrinated, it's just getting worse and worse. And it's just going to continuously get to where everybody's just so controllable and doesn't have their own opinion.
Yeah.
They're going to be always looking for media or something for the answer instead of finding it for themselves. They're going to, case in point, I told you my son and his wife, I mean, they were more Google parents than they were asking people that in the family that had kids for advice. They'd rather go to Google.
Alexa, how do you fuck a woman?
Hey, Siri. Yeah, there you go. Shut off, Siri.
It turned on?
Yeah.
No, I don't have none of that.
Okay. Yeah, I can't help you there. You need to go to your settings. Stop.
In the name of the, or is it Hemata?
All
right. So let's move away from that. Do you think that we living in reality?
I told you, man. Did you finally watch the Truman Show?
I have a little bit of something. No, I didn't watch it, but I have a little bit of something because you were talking about the Truman Show. Because I mean, it seems like we're constantly being lied to.
I know. And it's like we're in a movie or something. And everybody's in on it but us.
Well, I found this one. It says, you're always talking about politicians as wrestlers. All right. Well, how about our politicians if they're fucking actors? Listen to Brewer.
Government's a word made up to control your mind. Politicians are just actors. They're just placed to put a facade. Hey, I'm here to help you. Have they ever helped us? They bring us to war. They constantly point fingers. They constantly criticize. They constantly put down other people. They constantly put in laws. How can you put in law if you're a criminal? How many criminals get away with things because of the word government and government officials?
Got some acting politicians.
No, I've said that 100 times over. Wrestling, actors, whatever you want to call it, it's all facade.
And I haven't watched the Truman Show, but this one, I mean, really brings us to it. You know, what the fuck is actually going on? I mean, we sit here and we fight each other again over shit that might not even be fucking real. You know, and I'm not, again, I got my hat on, but I'm not trying to be an asshole. But I mean, think about it. How much shit did we believe just in the Trump administration? How much shit we believe that you don't believe today, that you believed just a couple weeks ago? You know, just shit all the time. Feels like we're being fucking lied to. So how do you even know that we're right? I mean, who's to say? We asked this question many times. Who's to say we're not wrong? Who's to say we might not be the ones that had the bad information? And it's so fucked up. But is The Truman Show. Check this out.
We are living almost in the Truman Show, to where if you start trying to get out and like, I'm going to get on the boat, like crazy stuff starts happening, you get canceled. Think about the people getting canceled. It's like, it's bizarre.
So for anyone who hasn't seen The Truman Show, it's basically this man whose his entire life is a TV show and he doesn't know it because he was born in it, I guess. He was brainwashed into it, whatever. And so everything's put together and fake.
Everyone's an actor.
Everyone's an actor in his life.
Yeah. And one of the things that happens is Truman starts to see cracks. He starts to see little cracks. He walks randomly into a building that he never goes into one day, and the elevator door is open. There's no elevator there. It's just a break room for all the actors in the Truman Show. And he like sees through the set, and he sees kind of behind the scenes one day, which is like someone in our life realizing that marketing and advertising and all this kind of stuff is ruining us. It's building a prison that we can't see, just like in the Truman Show. And he starts like questioning reality. And the moment he does that, everyone around him steps in to say, whoa, man, you need to come back to earth. You need to come back here and stay here. You need to stay here, which is like, what do our friends do when we start going like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do that. I don't want to participate in that. It's very eerily similar. But the reason that the director of the Truman Show in the movie is willing to put him through all this turmoil, fires, explosions, all this stuff to try to keep him in this little world they built for him, which is a TV set. And Truman is willing to die for the truth. He's willing to die for the truth. And if you're in the business of finding truth and your price isn't your life, then you are for sale.
That dude read my mail, man. He read my mail, man. That's my dude. That's exactly what I've been saying, and that's what it's like. And maybe whoever made that movie was basically trying to speak to what's going on with us, kind of feeding it to us a little bit, right? Giving us a little nuggets of, hey, people, this is what's going on with you guys. You guys were born. Yeah.
We're going to discuss a little bit that in the next episode, too. I'm glad you said that. Because on how, Hollywood and shit fucking gets in your head.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the one show the Lone Survivor or whatever with Kiefer Sutherland, where they pick one Congress or senator to not go to the State of the Union.
Oh, designated survivor?
Designated survivor. Yeah.
I never watched it. I've seen all the
they're okay to make a show or a series about that. But if we talk about that happening, the FBI be at our door, beating on our door like, we need to talk to you. Why are you discussing this on your podcast? Why is this being broadcast? Are you planning on trying to blow up the White House? No, nobody said nothing like that. It's you guys, y'all let Hollywood create all this stuff, and it's plausible.
Yeah. And we're giving our 5 listeners something to think about.
Because I was sitting there thinking of like not an insurrection, but if we all stormed up to the White House steps, not stormed the White House, but came to the steps and demanded everybody in charge come out and listen, we're not taking this. You either change your ways or we're taking all this back. And you're like, no, we're not. And we get in a big argument and you hold this big button and say, well, guess what? If we can't have it, you're not and boom. And you just blow it all up.
Hey, teacher.
Leave us kids alone.
Kids alone.
Yeah, but I'm talking about them taking everybody out.
Oh, I know. I understand what you're saying.
And saying, this is how we handle people that want to stand up. We'll take everybody out.
Of course they will. All right. Well,
and I don't want to knock at my damn door because I make that comment because Hollywood makes it all the time in their movies.
Come and knock on my door. Come and knock on my door. We've been waiting for you. Well, that was Hudson, here's Three's Company too.
That was a good show. I used to watch that. We got some younger people like, what the hell is he saying?
Oh, I'm going to cut that shit out.
Yeah, maybe cut that out. I don't know. Yeah.
That'd be hell to hear.
Yeah. Next. What are we on to next? He's already going Three's Company.
Yeah.
What are you going to sing Golden Girls next? Jeez.
I can.
I know. Let me find their little jingle on.
No, come on. Let's move forward.
Okay.
All right. All right. So this week, Erica Kirk had to back out of a TP USA event due to her security reasons. But I don't know if you've seen that, but JD Vance was there.
Right.
All right. So, Andrew Kovac, what you call it? That was Charlie Kirk's best friend,
Uh-huh.
the one that runs the Charlie Kirk show now. He stayed to interview JD Vance. So the president of the motherfucking United States was there, but it was not safe enough for Erica Kirk to be there. Who the fuck's more expendable? So then I read there was only 25% of the tickets sold to the event.
Uh-huh.
All right. So there was really no one attending. But then I seen that TP USA was turning people away from the event for the said security reasons. All right. Said security reasons. Now, JD Vance is in the motherfucking building.
I think he's a lot more important than freaking Erica Kirk.
So the Secret Service come out. I think I seen the report today or yesterday stating that there was no security risk. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with that, right? But if you say something against TP USA, and I was reading some of the comments on some of these things, they want to say, oh, you must listen to Candace. Oh, you must support Candace. Like that's a slur. Oh, you support Tucker. Like that's a fucking slur. Nothing of substance, just normal, bullshit that you're grown to hearing. They can't tell you why she's wrong. They can't tell you why you're wrong for supporting her. All they can say is it's wrong to support her, or it's wrong to support this one. Or we even go back to COVID. You was an anti-vaxxer. I don't want the vaccine. Oh, you an anti-vaxxer. What that has to do with the reason I don't want a vaccine? I just want to, you're an anti-vaxxer. Like, well, we can talk. You're an anti-vaxxer. All they want to do is shout you down. You're, what was it? A Putin apologist. You're a Putin apologist. Well, I just like to hear what the man has to say. You're a Putin apologist. No, I just like to hear you're a Putin apologist. I was like, what is wrong with you people? That's why when that guy was commenting in our chat thing, about
what do you woke?
Yeah, what do I
you
support?
liberal?
Yeah, it's like, and they start in all these talking points. I'm not going to sit there and argue with you in talking points in a comment section. That's just a waste of my time, and I would hope that it would be a waste of your time. And if you want to have an intelligent conversation and you want to put something in there, and hell, if you want to, DM and have an intelligent conversation and maybe change my mind with something, that's fine. But to sit there and just,
call your names.
Yeah, just name call. You don't know me.
Yeah.
And nor does it bother me, but I'm not gonna sit there and waste my time just going back and forth because I'm not learning anything. Does that make sense?
We're like, look at this fool.
Yeah.
Look at this fool.
I'm not getting anything out of that.
No, I know.
Nothing. I'm not walking away from that feeling any better or any smarter. So why waste my time doing it? The only thing I waste my time doing and not getting any smarter is this podcast. Everything else.
Oh, it's a waste of time. I said it's at least me and you hanging out. Ryan's like, yeah, it's wasting time.
No, I'm just fucking with you, dude.
Yeah.
People will be like that, though. Oh, he said it ain't a waste of time. Fuck that podcast.
Okay, well,
he's
then
doing
I'm going to stop listening to him. He's calling me a waste of time. Hey, you five listeners out there, don't stop listening because he said that.
I'm pulling the what was Eminem called in 8 Mile? What's his name? Rabbit, yeah. Yeah, I'm pulling a rabbit. I'm telling everybody all the shit about us so they can't come back at us with some shit, right? We know we ain't fucking nothing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, when he rapped, he dogged himself so nobody else could go at him. He was smart. And that's how I used to be when I was younger because I was little. I was skinny. I was tall, but I was skinny. So I used to pick on myself so nobody else could pick. I took that away from the bully. Got to take that power away. Yeah.
Now,
you don't know me.
And before I get off this subject,
I don't know me.
Nobody knows me.
Nobody knows me. Fool. You pity the fool.
Bringing B.A. Brockers up 2 weeks in a row.
You better slow down there, back there, boy. You gonna come too fast. Make me
So
clench my butt
I don't want,
cheeks.
yeah, I don't want to pick on just the Democrats. So I mean, the conservative, they got some name calling too. You know,
Oh
so
yeah. Well, that's what that dude that was dogging you called you. Well, he was a hard Trump supporter, and
yeah,
when
well,
you,
that's what I'm getting at. I just want to make
yeah,
sure, you know, that, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's
dude,
not just
it
one
goes
side.
both ways, and we said that, and we need to stop it.
Uh, yeah, and I
Be
think people,
respectful, man.
they do this shit is because they just surface level. You know, they when they look at themselves, they just see their face,
Well,
right? They don't know who they are.
yep.
When they see you, they just see what they, you know, what you showing them. They don't want to get to know you enough to understand who you are. That's all we have today are just surface level people. And that's a problem, you know, and how are you going to get beyond that, you know?
I don't know.
So, all right. A couple more things we're going to get to before we leave. First of all, have you seen the RFK Jr. bioweapon
I did not
shit?
see this. No, I did not see this.
All right, this was kind of interesting. So let's check this out.
Wait, what did he just say?
The level, I know a lot now about bioweapons because I've been doing a book on it for the past 2.5 years, and you know, the technology that we now have to develop these microbes, we've put hundreds of millions of dollars into ethnically targeted microbes. The Chinese have done the same thing. In fact, COVID-19, there's an argument that it is ethnically targeted. COVID-19 is targeted to attack Caucasians and black people. The people who are most immune are Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese.
All right, hold on a second. For those of y'all that didn't understand, I'm gonna translate this shit for you. I'm sorry. I just couldn't, man. That shit.
What's wrong with that dude's voice?
He had a vocal problem. You know, he had
I
to have
can tell,
surgeries and
dude.
shit.
That ain't no
And he
vocal
actually
problem.
talks better than he used to from when he says on an interview. So I get it.
Okay.
But man, it's painful to listen to. And
I
I'm going,
know.
that's another strike. I'm moving up a little further in my line to go into hell. You know, I get that. But I just, if you're listening to this, I apologize. If you're watching this, at least you have the fucking, I was going to say lyrics, but you got
Yeah.
the words below that you
Yeah,
can follow.
the closed caption was at the bottom. It's kind of like when Troy Landry is
Hey
is
man,
out on the
shut up.
boat.
Shut up.
They had to on Swamp
That's
People.
our people,
anytime,
man.
I don't give a crap. When Swamp People was on freaking Troy Landry when he talked and his boys, they had to put the bouncy ball with the words on the bottom.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
I
damn
would
that.
laugh because I'm like, you know what? Anybody above Kentucky can't understand what he's saying. I could understand what he was saying. And maybe it's because of being around you. I remember being
Man, I
around
speak
you and
perfect
somebody
English.
else, and I won't bring that person up. But when you guys would get lovey-dovey back in the day, I couldn't understand a damn word y'all were saying. Y'all went into some prayer language, like speaking in tongues or something. I was like, me and
I
Holly
speak
look at each
perfect
other and we'd be like, okay,
English.
we're leaving. That's not perfect English. That was some kind of broken up French or something. I don't know. It's like,
Nah. All right, so what do you think about that bioweapons affecting Caucasians and what it was, blacks?
I told you, man. Come on, dude. They didn't just have somebody come up out of a lab with something on their clothes and just go off in the Wutan
Man, it come
market or
out of a
whatever.
pangolin. It
A
come out of a
pangolin?
pangolin. Did you not watch South Park? Mickey
Huh?
Mouse fucked a pangolin.
A
And it brought-
pangolin?
A pangolin.
What's
You
a
ain't heard that
pangolin?
story? It went from a
penguin?
bat to a pangolin. It
What's a
looks like
pangolin?
I don't know. It looked like a neutral. What you'd call?
Are you making up words again, Brian?
No, it's a fucking neutra. It looked like it's like a fucking rat.
A
looking
neutra?
thing.
What the hell's a damn neutra? I mean,
A neutra is a big fucking swamp rat with big old orange teeth.
I think you're making up words.
Man, fuck you! I'm telling you what the hell it is. But a pangolin is
pangolin.
fucking Google a pangolin, and Mickey Mouse fucked the pangolin, and pangolin and Mickey Mouse brought fucking COVID back to us. South Park. It has to be right. Now shut the fuck up. Next to
Bagel. All right. Well, before we start another show, I'll look that shit up.
all right, yeah, we'll discuss it real quick on the next one.
Yeah,
Bitch.
that'll be our open bitch. Damn, boy, you call me a bitch now. Damn, jeez.
I'm good. All right.
He's calling me
All right, so
bitches and making up words. I can hear
I'm
his
not making
wife
up
in the
words. We're gonna check it
background.
out.
She's like, shut up.
All right. So this is from Tucker. Last Sunday, he was on the BBC discussing Trump and the war in Iran.
You know what BBC stands for,
Oh,
right?
yeah, he wasn't on that BBC. He was on the BBC News.
Okay. How about the British?
The whole thing is
broadcast?
fantasy. The United States went to war in Iran in order to effect regime change, to throw out the people who ran the country and collapse it, at the behest and then the demand of Israel. And that's a demand the Israelis have made of the U.S. government for decades, and President Trump fell for it, did it. And I think he recognized immediately that it was a mistake and that it's very hard to extricate yourself from a war like this once it has begun. And I think the net effect, and the president himself has said this, is at best to leave the regime in place, give that regime control over commodities that flow through the straits at the eastern end of the Persian Gulf, in effect to make Iran much more powerful than it was on February 27th.
You have been, until now really, a huge supporter of his. You wanted him elected, obviously,
Yes.
for a second term. Have you completely fallen out with him over this war then?
Well, I haven't fallen out with him. I mean, I've known him for decades. I've always liked him. And I think anyone who spent time with him likes him. I feel sorry for him, as I do for all slaves. He is not free in this moment at all to do what he thinks is best for himself or his country.
What do you mean?
No, he's not free. And we learned that yesterday when Donald Trump announced a ceasefire, clearly with relief, and made its terms, or most of its terms, public. And then that ceasefire ended within 2 hours because Israel intentionally violated the terms by attacking not just southern Lebanon, but the city of Beirut.
So are you saying he's a slave
civilians
to Benjamin Netanyahu?
I don't think it's as simple as he's under the control of Netanyahu. But, you know, you could summarize it that way and you wouldn't be totally inaccurate. And again, we know this because the single biggest mistake Trump or any American president in my lifetime has made was going to war with Iran in an effort to change its regime.
What you think about that?
Like I said, I love Tucker. I really do. But then again, I seen a video of him like a while back because he was younger looking, where he was dogging on Iran, saying we needed to take them out, that they needed to be wiped out because of the amount of evil that comes out of that country.
Yeah, he won't lie about that. That's one thing. So I mean, years ago when he was first with CNN and shit, he had totally different views. He grew up in DC, so you can imagine the views that he had. I'm not to say that he was, that far off, but yes, everybody's opinions change as you learn more. So you can look at some of the shit I've said when I was younger.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying you have to. I don't think I've seen anything, Brian, that we've watched with Tucker talking about how the Iranian war is wrong. We're messing them people up. We shouldn't be doing that to those people. They don't deserve that. But then when 10 years ago, he was saying that we needed to wipe them off the face of the earth, and he supported all that. He needs to say, listen, 10 years ago, I know I said this, but I came from there to here because of this, and explain that. Educate me where you got from A to B, because all I see is that you're being two-faced.
He might have. Have you looked for that information?
I haven't looked for it, but anytime I make that comment, I'm going to reiterate that, yes, I know people might bring up past videos of me saying this. I was wrong. I was misled because of this, this, and this. I'd add it every time. You have to when you're public.
Yeah, but no, I'm not taking up for Tucker, but just say, all right, let's just say we ended up with 4 million followers. Okay. And then you had a follower that wants you to specifically say that you didn't do something. And then 2 million of them want you to say something because you said something that said, you see, all that shit can just start compounding. and then you're expected to respond to everything. I'm not taking up for him, but I can see how that could be a problem. Has he changed? Is he lying? It could be 6 of one, half a dozen another. I don't trust anybody really, but I do believe what he's saying about, what he was just saying.
I
there on
believe
BBC.
the current situation. I do believe.
Yeah.
I do believe what he's saying. We're just not being told enough information of why we're doing what we're doing.
Exactly. And like you said before, if you don't get information, you fill
we
it
start
in.
making up our own. Yep,
Exactly.
We start filling those holes in ourselves. So,
I mean, it's just human nature, and
It
that's why I
is.
had the hat on all night. I mean, I'm not predicting any of this shit's gonna happen. I'm just
right.
thinking about it, and this is what I'm thinking about, and I just wanted to share with everyone. I think that we, on the trajectory that we have, I don't see it ending well. It might be a couple generations from now, but if you just look back to how far it escalated, and I understand there was some bad stuff that happened back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and there was a lot of racial tensions. Having said that, I don't know if a lot of that shit wasn't manufactured by our fucking government at this point.
Yep. The
You know?
more we dig in, the more we start linking stuff together that, dude, they started this a long time ago, like a long time ago. So,
all right. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. On our next episode, we're going to dive a little deeper into the way we are manipulated by everything and everyone, and how this is part of the plan to keep us all divided. Stick around after we sign off. I have a video on how to get out of thinking negatively. I think it's pretty good. Jason, you got anything to add?
Nope. It's a good show. As
all right,
always.
guys. Like, share, subscribe, comment. This is the Sense and Senseless podcast. I am Brian.
And I am Jason.
He's Jason. Peace.
Peace.
Scientists discovered that complaining for 30 seconds physically damages your brain and makes your life exponentially worse. This was hidden for 20 years. Now you'll know why your life never improves. Stanford University, 2003. They scanned the brains of chronic complainers. What they found was disturbing. Every time you complain, your brain releases cortisol, the stress hormone. But here's the scary part. Cortisol shrinks your hippocampus, the part of your brain that solves problems. Translation: the more you complain, the dumber you become at fixing your life. It's a death spiral, but it gets worse. Psychologists call this negative bias amplification. Your brain has a filter. It shows you what you focus on. Complain about traffic? You'll notice every red light. Complain about people? You'll see only the worst in them. Complain about money? You'll miss every opportunity. Your brain becomes a problem detector instead of a solution finder. The formula is simple. Complaining equals brain damage plus tunnel vision plus more problems. Want proof? Think about the biggest complainer you know. Now think about their life. Exactly. Here's what to do instead. Every time you want to complain, ask, what can I control here? One question rewires your entire brain, because your brain can't complain and problem solve at the same time. Choose one. Stop complaining today, or watch your life get worse automatically. Share this with someone who's stuck in the complaint loop.
This is the Sense and Senseless podcast.